Bajío, exciting new sunglass company for us anyway. They've been around a couple of years. We want to talk to you about our top picks for women. Stick around. Hello and welcome. I'm Eyeglass Tyler, and I'm being joined today by our optician extraordinaire, Maddie. We want to talk to you about our top picks from Bajío, which is a relatively new company in general, but definitely new to us, and we're very excited about it. And we want to tell you before we get into that some things that are really exciting about the brand, and that is for sure their lens tech. That's really big to us. If you've been following us for any amount of time, you know that we love a good lens tech. With their lens tech called Lapis, L-A-P-I-S. It's going to help to give you a little more blue light control. They minimize shortwave blue light while still allowing that long wave blue light. If you're interested in knowing more about blue light and the implications of that, we have lots of videos that you can check out. I don't want to get into the weeds because we're talking about Bajío today, not just blue light. And I can go on and on. So I will not. Another thing that you're going to get with all of their lenses is polarized, which is awesome. By the way, not all polarized lenses are created equal. You are getting a truly top shelf polarizing filter in their lenses. Also, you're going to get enhanced color and clarity with this lens tech. Definitely something that we love. Comfortable fit is also super important. We're going to tell you about sizing, what to expect out of these outside of just the fact that they look cool and they will fit you really well. And that's thanks to their thermoplastic rubber grips. We'll point out where you're going to find that on each frame, but also their lightweight frame materials.
And don't forget, all of these are available in Bajío prescription lenses.
That's amazing. If at the end of this you're ready to order, do not forget about SportRx. Definitely don't forget about our See Better guarantee, because with that, it allows you to shop risk-free. Okay, let's get into this. First up, we have the Casuarina. I'm going to really try to enunciate and pronounce things properly, and I might make a fool of myself, but hey, I'm giving it my all. Really, really lightweight. One of the first things I notice whenever I pick up this frame. Pretty straightforward, I think, all around lifestyle frame. A little bit more rounded lenses. You have good coverage. You have a really cool looking frame. And again, super lightweight. You have grip in the nose. You don't have any grip on the temples, but you do have this slight bend on the temples, which I think can be adjusted. This is one of those materials. It's kind of double-edged sword. It's nice because it doesn't fall out of adjustment or warp out of adjustment, but also it means it's a little bit tougher to adjust. Definitely something that you'd want to work with an optician to be able to adjust if you do need that. But the slight bend on the temple is going to help keep it on your face. By the way, if you're interested in the names, I'm going to get into that a little bit. I looked into it and I thought that was kind of fun. Casuarina is it's a genus of tree. But I think more specifically, they were probably going for, there are a few different places in the Bahamas, like there's Casuarina Bay, Casuarina Point, Beach. There are a couple of different, and I think that's what they were going for, because Bajío is actually it's a Latin
term for the flats.
The flatlands, I think is what they call it. And so a lot of Latin America, South America influences for sure in the names. The other thing that I want to comment on that is going to be the same throughout all of these styles here that I'm a big fan of is a simple barrel hinge, meaning that there is not a spring hinge. I don't know if that sounds bad to you or not, but I tend to prefer no spring hinge because it means fewer things to break, fewer things to go wrong. As an optician, that is something that I see happening way too often, that the spring hinge gets sprung, and there's really no way to fix that, unfortunately. So I like it when I see a simple barrel hinge like this. So like I mentioned, this is a little flatter. This is a 6 base, so really, really good for even stronger prescriptions. That rounder lens is also going to help to minimize thickness, especially as prescriptions get stronger. And as with everything else on this table, you are going to get premium lens coating. So that's a really good hard coat. Backside anti-reflective coating. You're going to get those hydrophobic, oleophobic coatings that are going to help keep your lenses clean, dirt and dust free, and more scratch resistant. The coolest thing, I think, we were talking about those lens techs, the Lapis lens is available in
prescription.
In all of these. That's something that you don't always get. You get a really cool sunglass company that has a great lens tech, but you can't get their lens tech in prescription. Not the case here. Maddie, I would love to know your opinion on this, coming from a woman's perspective.
So a couple things that I noticed about this frame. First off is Tyler mentioned the temples, how they're nice and smooth. I'm a big fan of this because it doesn't get caught in my hair, whether it's in a ponytail or down. Another thing that's really nice about this frame is even though it's a round shape, it still has some nice angles to it, so it can fit a lot of good face shapes. One thing that's really nice too is because of this being a 6-space and a lot flatter, it has a really nice brow shield right here to help block some of those rays that you normally would get in a wrap frame, but in a flat frame.
I love that. That's something that I'm seeing more commonly in frames these days, but still I love when I see it, is that little bit of extra protection you get in the brow. Being that it's a 6-base, it's not as curved. It doesn't give you quite the same kind of protection that you get in a true wrap style, but you still have a little bit of additional protection thanks to that design. I love that. And I love the point that you made that I wouldn't have thought about as a man, that I don't really think about my hair getting pulled by my sunglasses, but I hear that a lot. I just forget about it. When it comes to sizing this as an SFW of 130 millimeters, which will land you pretty solidly in that medium fit range. All right, next up we have the Balam. I'm pretty sure it's Balam. Definitely a frame that's a lot more full day on the water friendly. By the way, if you didn't know, Bajío really has a heart for the water and just in general, our planet and sustainability. Things like their cactus leather cases, their bio-based frame materials. They like to use recycled packaging. Definitely sustainability and the world, but certainly our waters is where their heart lies. Balam, by the way, is a Mayan word for jaguar. I don't know really how that fits in here, but I found that out. What do you think about jaguar in this frame style, by the way?
Good wrap, good coverage.
Just like jaguars.
Being out in the world, in the wilderness.
Great. Speaking of wrap.
So these are an 8-base wrap, so you have a nice curvature, so really good protection from the sides and all around. These do have the embedded thermal plastic rubber grips on the end of the temples and on the nose pad, so for a really good all-day wear.
It's gonna keep it on your face. Even if you're sweating, you don't have to worry about it. Even if you're on the water in the super hot conditions, sun beating down on you, nothing to worry about. They're gonna stay on your face and they're gonna protect your eyes. Quick question, you say 8-base. What does that mean, 8-base?
So base curve is the measurement we use for how wrapped or curved the lenses are from the front. So the higher the number, the bigger the wrap. So this is our highest wrap frame.
I did actually know that, by the way. I talked about how I'm an optician for a very long time. I didn't know that. I just wanted to make sure you guys heard about it. When it comes to sizing this as an SFW of 135 millimeters, which lands you pretty solidly in that large range. And next up, we have the Paraiso. Remember, I said I was going to try to pronounce them properly, even if I look dumb doing it. Much more fashionable frame. Again, this is a flatter frame. That tends to be what you get with a more fashion-forward frame, is less lens curvature. So this is a 6-base. By the way, Paraiso means paradise, actually, in a few Latin languages. I would say that this is paradise encapsulated in a frame perfectly. Okay, Maddie, what do you think about the frame style? What do you think about the lens shape? What are your thoughts?
I think this is a really nice round lens style, especially because it's much bigger than most round lenses. So if you like that style, but you have a little bit of a bigger face or like a bigger fit, this is going to give you really good coverage with that nice fashion statement frame.
That is very true. I love a good round shape, and I do find for me it works out well because I don't have a super wide face, but they are very hard to come by in a wider fit. Okay, would you wear these?
I actually would probably not. A round frame doesn't really complement my face shape.
Yes, that is something that I've heard, especially coming from women that are more conscientious of things like that and those finer details. What about the Casuarina? Because we labeled this as a round shape, but I kind of think it's a little more of like a squared round. Do you think you would wear that shape?
Yes, exactly. The finer details of the round, but the more angled compared to a true round make a big difference for me.
Are there any other details that you like in particular about this frame?
Absolutely. Another thing I like about this frame is the same grip material on the temple ends and on the nose pads. So again, for those nice hot days, they're going to stay in place.
And I noticed that it is also a textured grip, which in my experience helps it to grip a little bit better. One thing that I say a lot is that it's the textured grip tends to help directionalize the moisture, which means gets it off of your head, which minimizes the slippage potential. Something that I noticed, being an optician, obviously I see a lot of sunglasses all day long, and so little detail differences do make a big impression on me. This is something that's pretty unique. They have kind of and this is something if you listen to us, I've talked about on quite a few other frames, but this is done a little more uniquely. It's kind of a built-in side shield, which gives you, obviously it's a flatter frame, gives you a little more peripheral protection, but the way that it's designed is a little more fashion forward. It's kind of a bezeled look on the outside with just more material on the inside. Something you might miss if you don't look closely or aren't sure what to look for, but a really cool detail that has a good function as well. And when it comes to sizing, this has an SFW of 135 millimeters, which lands you in that pretty solid, again, large range. Next up, we have the Soldado. I would say that this isn't specifically made for women. It's a pretty straightforward aviator, I'll be honest with you. Very classic style. It is that teardrop shape, perfectly blends fashion and function. Soldado, by the way, means soldier, so I think you can count on these being super duper durable. I don't know why I threw duper in there, but I mean, why not? Really classic stylings in an aviator. It does feel substantial. It does feel durable. And don't mistake substantial for meaning heavy. They definitely are not heavy, certainly thanks to them not having glass lenses. If you're a fan of glass lenses, there are glass lens options in the Bajío lineup. Things to keep in mind with glass is that it's for sure heavier. Also, they can crack and they can shatter, especially if you drop them. Even a small drop, something to be aware of. Awesome things about glass, but also not so awesome. In this case, awesome that it's not glass, I think, because it would make them substantially heavier. But again, you have typical aviator styles. Again, a simple barrel hinge. You have adjustable temples here with a little bit of the acetate temple tips for style and a little more character. Anti-corrosive stainless steel, again, super durable, super lightweight. You do have all the adjustability that you would expect out of an aviator. That double bridge is going to give you more durability. Tell me, as a woman, what are your thoughts on the aviator style?
That you can't go wrong with it. The aviator fits a variety of face shapes. This is a great frame if you're looking for a gift for someone. When I think aviators, I think of my mom. And this looks like a frame that needs to be in her lineup.
Killer. When it comes to sizing, this is on the larger end of things. This has an SFW of 136 millimeters, which again is really solidly in the middle of a large fit. And last but certainly not least, we have the Cometa. This is, again, made of their bio-based nylon material. Cometa means either comet or kite, apparently depending on masculine or feminine noun use. I'm going to go with kite. I'm going to say kite. That's my opinion. Another really awesome 6-base frame style that's going to be great for looking for a more fashion-forward yet still very functional style. And I would love to know your opinion on these because I think they're rad.
They are very rad. And back to that 6-base and good coverage too. They have nice thick temples with a really cool bezeled edge, again, with a little bit of a sparkle to them.
Sparkle. Love that.
And it has the brow.
The brow built-in brow shield. Again, it's a 6-base style, so it's awesome that you get those more wrapped protection pieces, design pieces, like the
side shield.
That same kind of built-in side shield that I think is really neat and I think works really well. So from a stylistic standpoint, tell me about the shape. Tell me about your thoughts of how this would work on a more feminine face.
This is another really good all-around fit. This nice square lenses can really complement a lot of face features. I'm digging these because of the coverage that it provides, and it gives a little bit more of a substantial feel.
Which really goes along with what I think is a little more of kind of a retro look. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Definitely because of the added material. There's a fair amount more material on this frame, which does mean a little more weight. It's not overwhelming, something to be aware of, but it's a bit of a trade-off for not only those functional features, but also that style that I think is still very much in fashion. You do have the grip on the inside of the nose. You don't have any on the ends of the temples, but again, you do have that slight bend. This is that material, again, that isn't going to adjust quite as well. You get a little bit of wiggle room out of it to make it fit a little bit better But again, the upside of that not being as adjustable is that they don't tend to warp or fall out of shape, especially even when the sun is beating down on you all day long on the beach or on the boat. When it comes to sizing this as an SFW of 136 millimeters, yet again, which is going to land you really solidly in that large fit range. So that wraps it up for our top picks from Bajío when it comes to women's sunglasses. Hopefully we've given you a little more idea as to what to expect. We definitely went a little longer in this. I think we were having some fun and just enjoying this newer style, this newer brand for us. And I hope that you are as excited about it as we are. If you are interested in any of these styles, stick around for a moment longer. We'll have an easy to click shop now button. And again, if you're ready to order, do not forget about that Seabird guarantee. I really think it gives you a ton of peace of mind. And if peace of mind is your thing, us opticians, especially Maddie, we are here to help you get it right the first time. That's like our whole reason for being here. So let us help you out. Give us a call, give us a chat, give us whatever way you can communicate with us. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like because that helps us out. You can find relevant videos over here. If you're ready to shop any of these awesome styles, because why would you not be? Click this button right here. If you're looking for more content to consume, as we all are these days, you should check us out on our social media outlets because I think you would enjoy it. Check us out.